Hello and welcome to the War Report. I'm your host Cyrus, joined by Quan. This is the show where we talk about NXT and AEW, and we have a stacked show. Let's go. How you doing, Quan? He's alive, y'all.
Big episode, big episode. Sorry, I had some technical issues. You know what that is? That's a sign, bro. Let me tell you something. Um, I signed out of the comeback spot account on
Hmm.
what day did I sign out on? I believe it was I don't even, maybe last Sunday. No, it was
Hmm.
because it was before last Friday. I think I signed out. I don't. This happens to me every time around this time of year where I'm just so over wrestling. And I think it's even worse this year because I think the online discourse has been so bad the last like month or two
No, it's
to the
been
point
worse.
to the point where I'm just like I don't even feel like tweeting about I just feel like there's like it's such a I blame Elon Musk for this a lot because he made it profitable just to tweet out anything on the internet to get engagement. And I think it just hurts kind of conversation. It's not just for wrestling, just any kind of conversation on Twitter. You can't. There's just too much bad faith. There's too much just people trying to get engagement. It takes the fun out of kind of discussing, things you're passionate about or things you're into.
It is the Elon Muskification of Twitter. Um,
Yeah,
it was already like that before, where you really couldn't have a conversation without with anything. So it was always muddy. But I think now it's like at an all-time low because people are to
yeah,
getting paid to bait people into like conversation, bait people into like whatever the fuck, and then rehash tweets. They're I would say every other day it's a it's a tweet that's just like, hey, like post your favorite meme about this, or what is your favorite thing about this, or like that. And it's usually just something really general. So, it gets everybody. I have no problem with that, but it's very clear like this is the I'm gonna need my $8 to eat this week type shit.
yeah. I'm over it. And plus, it's just that time of the year where I've watched so much. I mean, if I look at my spreadsheet, I didn't watch Raw this week yet. That's how out of wrestling I was. I didn't even watch Raw. I've recorded 1,658 matches this year.
Mhm.
I think I'm just tired out. I think I just worn out. I burnt myself out. I spend a lot more time on NCAA football on my PlayStation. Oh, I bought an Apple Watch. You know what's crazy? I you know nothing has seemed like to be able to motivate me to be in the gym consistent and just be on my shit
The
consistently.
Apple Watch.
For somehow the Apple Watch, those rings, I have to close those rings. Those rings have to get closed.
What are
What did
these rings?
what did John Cena say? He said on a Kai Nash stream, said I had to earn my sunset. I gotta earn the sunset. I gotta earn these rings getting closed so I can go to bed. The rings, so there's three rings, right? There's
Hmm.
the red ring, which is the movement ring, how much you move, how many calories you burn in the day. Then there's the green ring, which is the exercise ring, and then there's the blue ring for just standing up within an hour. So once you hit those goals and your ring's closed, and then that's it. You don't really get anything out of it. Just satisfaction that you did it. And if your friends have Apple Watches and they close their rings, it'll tell you like, hey, your friend closed their ring. So then you really gotta lock in because you can't let your friends out, do you? You know what I mean?
Okay, you lost me for a little bit, but you did bring me back at the end, because I think a large proportion of me not like working out is because I would be extremely bored. So I think that little competitive nature with the pals is just
Yeah.
enough.
I need I see somebody close some rings up. I gotta go. I gotta lock in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I need to lock into because fuck it, why
Get
not?
it, yo, get an Apple Watch. Let's do it.
I don't know if I'll get an Apple Watch. I just need to lock in.
It's your winter arc. That's what
Yeah.
the kids are saying these days. What's up with
Yeah.
that? Why do I gotta shave my head bald for the winter arc? What that gonna do anything?
Uh,
I saw a TikTok said nigga say you gotta shave your head bald. I ain't doing all that. For what?
the shave. What is it? No, well, at first it was no shave November, and now you have to like shave your head for the winter, which I thought was stupid. But
It's
I
cold
don't know.
outside.
There's two funny things. There's the winter arc, and then there's Locktober.
Lactose. I hate niggas.
The okay, sorry, this might be a little too much for folks, but Locktober is very funny because I heard this on a podcast that my friend does. Shout out to Emergency Intercom. But it's people that are just like, I just need to focus. I just need to like connect. I need to focus, lock in, and then get the month going, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Locktober started out as dudes with chastity belts just staying locked in for a month. So when you search this on Twitter,
I don't know. I don't want to
you're
be on that side. I don't want my algorithm to see that.
you're getting a mixed array of see dudes in chastity belts, and then it's some alpha male dudes just being like, "Man, I'm eating greens, but I'm in the gym nonstop." Like it's just a complete weird spectrum of like both things, and I think that's very fucking funny. Um,
Honestly, that Venn diagram might be a one circle low key
oh,
if you want to take it there.
I don't want to take it there, but
It might be closer than you think. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Um, Hurricane stuff. Hurricane was cool.
Yeah. Hurricane.
Um,
Well, how's everything? You made it out alive, clearly.
I made it out more than alive, and I think that there was just a very weird string of irony that like came out with the whole thing.
Mm,
So during the hurricane watch, my job doesn't close off. If the state doesn't do like a evacuation order, get your ass
yeah,
to work.
man, come.
So we got the evacuation order, no work for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
My nigga, it is the sunniest days that
Beautiful.
I have.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Not a cloud in the sky. The waters are still. The birds are chirping. It is sunshine. I haven't seen sunshine like this in 2 weeks.
Mm,
This goes on for 2 days. Soon as I step foot into work, it starts pouring
look at that.
for 3 days straight.
Would you look at that? I mean, it could be worse.
I need it to be worse when I'm not at work and still getting paid.
That's very true.
It is insane. And I think I'm going to, shout out to my Miami folks. I'm going to 3 Points, which is like a music festival.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, okay, the forecast changed. It was predicted that it was gonna rain during the fest. Like it's sunshine for the whole week. Friday, Saturday it rains, sunshine again. That's what the forecast said. So I thought, Mother Nature was really fucking with me. Um, but that can always change. So um Miami's stupid. But to Central Florida and everybody else, I hope y'all all right. I have some
Yeah,
friends in
for real.
Orlando. They're perfectly okay. The folks in
Oh shit.
Asheville, prayers out to everybody that was affected. I was luckily like not affected by it at all.
Yeah,
Um,
man. My dad. You know how like you ever hear like white people talk about how they're like their parents just constantly watch Fox News and like listen to like Rush
mhm.
Limbaugh growing up. That's my dad, except it's the opposite. It's like MSNBC all the time. Like every time I would go upstairs, he was just watching like nonstop hurricane footage. I was like, man, that shit looks so
Yeah.
just bad, man. I was like, I felt for those people out there, man. I hope
Yeah.
I got some family out that way, but they were straight. So yeah,
It
it's
was
just it's
it was very weird when I got my hair braided. And normally my stylist, she would just like play whatever like stupid silly drama or whatever, but she decided
yeah,
to play hurricane footage from Helene.
yeah.
So we're just looking at like bridges and roads being torn apart, flooding.
Destruction.
Um, what is it? The image that killed me was I was just like, wow, that's like really fucking bad. Was there was like a storage unit like place,
Hmm.
just the roof, just peeled that bitch off.
That's crazy. Shoot, Tropicana Field. You saw that?
Yes,
That dump of a field anyway. Well, I'm just saying,
yeah. I was just like, well, why is the top made of like fucking
paper mache.
plastic? Like, I was just like, okay, that's a weak ass stadium. But nah, that shit was nuts, bro. But yeah, peace to everybody that is you know, safe and shit like that. I had some other topics that I wanted to talk about before we get into these trenches.
Disgust.
Um, for my niggas with locks. I've been avoiding this, like just talking about this on the podcast for a really long time, and I don't know why. Like, as soon as I hit record, I forget to ask.
Why? As a nigga with
How?
locks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't ask you or Justin or Robbie or anybody else I know that have locks. Okay. I know it's part of the process. But what do y'all niggas do to prevent the itching?
Wash it. That's literally the only thing that I'm able to do. For
Because I
some
just
reason,
I
this.
just
Oh, go
I just
ahead.
got it braided. So like I don't
Yeah,
want to like do the wash and then it gets frizzy and
you
I
just
get the
gotta deal
Jim
with that.
Jones.
You
I
just
just
gotta
gotta
deal with
go.
it. When you get the braids or like when you get the like the what's them like the barrel twist or shit like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think there's any way out of it. You gotta just deal with it. The
Okay.
best the
I
best bet is just to wash it right before the best you can. Really get in there.
what I've been doing so far is that like I'm not doing like the full like wash shampoo like or whatever, you know.
I would.
I'm doing just the hydration of it, you know. What is it? They call it I'm just doing the lock method to like
Yeah.
prevent it. But like okay, I guess I'll just do it tomorrow. I I'm trying to preserve it, but it's just like, okay, it's either preserving it or like deal with the itch, and I'm tired of the itch.
Sometimes, sometimes it's worse than others. It depends. Also depends on how tight the
It's
lock
not the
person
time.
does it. Yeah, sometimes that adds to it.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to get the like barrel twist until I couldn't do it. It's too much. I already got a
I
kind of dry scalp as it is too. I can't like.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
know.
addicted to this look.
No, it's a good look. It's clean. Like you know what I
Nigga,
mean.
nigga, I be
If
well, I get
I
it done. I hit the barber shop.
yeah, you feel me?
Tapping my veins.
It's also, but you know what it is with you. Like me and you are
My
different
hairline
because
or length.
well
Pause.
that but besides that, but like um you're public facing. I work from home, so really, I
Mm.
like there's no real need for me to get styles a lot of the time because I just don't be outside like that. I was outside this weekend, but you know what I mean. Like I just
Yeah,
kind of
no.
I'm straight up just
Sometimes
out
I'm
here.
just like sometimes yeah, I am just fuck it because like just oftentimes I'm just like you crackers wouldn't understand what this takes.
You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it. You know,
You wouldn't get it.
I'm rocking natural. I was doing the natural for like 3 months because I was waiting for this festival. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
I was sorry, I was waiting for the Charlie concert to get right. Um,
Oh, you did go to the Charlie concert. I forgot.
yeah, it was really good. If if you want to know my thoughts on it, ask in the Discord. I don't feel like talking about it anymore.
That's fine.
I was talking to a lot of people about it, so I'm just tired of that. But yeah, no, I've been trying to like preserve it, but I guess we just got to go for the Jim Jones. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
probably like wash it
Sometimes
and
you gotta
then
embrace the little scruffy looks.
yeah, I guess
You know what I mean?
I
I was
like
with a young lady this weekend. She told me that she prefers that. She said, "Yeah, like what I mean, I like it too clean. Sometimes you gotta a little more,
natural.
a little more natural, a little more rugged." That's what I kind of learned from this. So like, this is my second set of locks. So like, I learned a lot from the first time I did it. In all honesty, it's really just preference. But like, I've kind of embraced more of the rugged looking kind of. I don't like it when it's too clean. Because you can still pull off the kind of rugged look as long as you like your lineup's good and everything. Like you got a fresh
Yeah.
cut, you can get away with it.
My problem is that when my locks are like kind of like unkempt for a while and then like the roots start like coming out and shit like that, I tend to play with my hair a lot.
Oh yeah,
So this prevents me from like doing it. Like what is it? The kids call it stimming now or whatever. Like I'll just get bored and I'll just start like playing with my hair and then like you know fucking with it or
yeah, I do that all the time. Yeah,
or just
I
making
have
it
a
look
favorite.
bad.
I got a favorite dread and everything. I just one certain one I grab all the time. It is what it is. I think everybody does that. Low key, you don't even realize it.
Yeah, I had that problem when I just had the afro. Even like before that, even in high school, like my hair would grow a little bit, and then
Yeah,
I'm just fucking playing with my hair all the fucking time, and I'm like distracting myself from like doing other shit. So
yeah,
braiding it has always been like something to just stop me from fucking doing that. And I always liked getting the braids more than I did the two-strand twist when I went to New York the first time this year.
yeah.
I wasn't really feeling it. I'll probably do it again when my locks are a lot longer.
Yeah, it looks
Um,
better when it's longer because like when you do it short, doing a two strand twist already makes your hair look shorter as it is.
yeah,
So
like
like, you got the little baby dreads when you do that.
yeah, I look back at my like photos of like New York and I'm just like, man, I'm not doing that again. Probably just gonna wait for it to get a lot longer first. Um,
How long is it now?
how long is it now?
Yeah,
Uh, huh. They all have like different lengths, but I would say like it touches my neck now, so that's cool.
okay, yeah, you're good. You're good. Once it hits the neck, you're good. You're
Yeah,
good from there.
I never really wanted it to get like that long.
That's a good length. If you don't want to go any
Yeah.
further than that, I would say just stay there.
I'll probably say like the bottom, like shoulder length, and then like that's it. Like I'm getting a bob.
Fuck ass Bob.
Yeah, that's probably where it like stops. Like I don't want to get too much where I can't do barrel twists.
You could, I mean, you'll still be able to do the barrel twist
Okay. Well, it
regardless.
is what it is.
It'll just be longer.
But I think currently that is all I have to talk about. I'm not gonna talk about video game stuff because that's gonna add 40 minutes to this. So I'm not doing that. So
I got
let's
nothing else.
all right, let's get into these trenches. Let's pull up a notes app on my iPhone 16 Pro Max.
You know what I mean?
Um, so last week, wish we got to talk about it, but
We didn't forget to talk about. We didn't have a show.
yeah,
There's nothing to talk about.
that's all I'm saying.
uh,
Um, NXT versus AEW in their head-to-head last week resulted in AEW getting fucking mollywopped. And that episode of NXT, I would say probably not as good as the follow like the previous weeks. Um, I thought Javon Evans and Randy Orton was cool. That's probably where like my praise stops at the moment. Like I probably had like more positive things like at the time, but like that is the only thing that I really walked away with that episode with.
so we can all agree that Sexy Red is a draw.
She's not the
She's
draw,
yo,
but I hear you.
she's. I'm pretty sure the last episode she was on did decent numbers too. If I'm not
I
mistaken.
I I'll
She
have to
might
look
be
at
a
the
draw.
I'll have to look at the quarterlies again and see what happens. But she came around like main event time, so can't really gauge it, but I won't take anything out of Sexy Red if I look at that quarterly and it's green.
Also, that song she got with Glorilla's fire. I thought of that out there too.
I need to listen to the Glorilla album.
That joint
Just
hard.
okay. I need new rap music to listen to. It's been a while. Um, so I thought that was really cool. And then AEW, um, what is it? The only thing I remember from that episode was Daniel Garcia announcing he's resigning, and
No pop boy, I tell you.
that segment did damage.
Did it? I didn't see the quarters. I
Nigga,
was already
that
out of the
shit
loop.
That shit got negative 36.
Good Lord. What happened? What time was that at? That was early
I
in the show, right? When like the
That
second
was
thing that
like,
happened?
yeah, that was like at the top of the I think that was top of the second hour.
Wow.
Um
From because I remember like they showed him when he came in, and I remember when
mhm,
he came out to like I know it was already a small crowd, but he had like negative pop. Like there was silence with his music. I was like, damn,
yeah.
what's up? What happened?
And you know damn well Tony Khan paid that nigga well more than he's worth to come out to no pop, and then he doesn't even resume his story with MJF. Hey man, swim good, nigga. I think that is just ridiculous. Um, and then also it's just like you sign your TV deal, and then somebody that you've beaten 5 years ago, y'all do a head to head again, and then they beat the dog shit out of you. I think if you want to talk about how much AEW's grown, I think the answer is right there. Not a fuck enough. They had NXT in the dirt for a really long time. And
As
for
they should.
NXT to, yeah, and as NXT crazy comeback. And then what is it? I think they're gonna have another head to head on the election night. They're gonna do it on AEW's like night.
You can do it on Wednesday, yeah.
If they lose again,
Well, the NXT ratings this week was a
yeah,
lot lower than I thought it was gonna be.
yeah.
Honestly,
What is it?
what was
They
it?
were like
Six
they were
thirty,
down. Yeah, they were like 630. They were
which is like
down
regular.
like 2,000. Yeah, that's normally 200,000. But that, yeah, that's normally where it falls in the range of
But that was on USA. I assumed because it
yeah,
was
on
on
USA.
CW, which is free,
It would
free
just be
cable.
like
It'd be
easy seven seven hundred thousand.
hover on that 750 ish range. But nah, well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's 639, especially with the Stephanie Vaquer debut. I thought people would be more interested. There was
Yeah.
baseball on, and I believe there was.
I'm not even gonna really factor those in. It kind of just is what it is.
There's a lot of stuff on. Like I said, there's so much more I'm interested
Sports.
in right now. It's especially the sports world compared to like whatever wrestling is going on.
Yeah.
Once it's fall season, it's tough, man.
I think just on election night, I think like both of them are severely going to suffer, and then they're gonna like start chewing up their own audience. I think that's gonna be a major issue. But
Man, election night can be a mess.
yeah,
What a
but
night!
like
What a night
I think that but if they lose again, I'm thinking that's gonna be like a major issue. Cause
for
last
AEW.
yeah, AEW,
I
because
mean, they already got the deal.
last time uh it was, well, they're on NXT's night, so
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
it's not really a thing. So if they come into your house again, or they come to your house and they murk you, it's kind of crazy. Uh yeah, they got a TV deal. I believe it was at year three. They are because I believe at year three they can start discussing a fifth year. What is it, fifth year
Yeah,
option? I think
fourth year option.
I
It's a
think
4 year
like
option.
no, I think just like at year three they'll start talking about the next 2 years.
Oh, like I said, yeah. Okay, gotcha. We'll see.
That's just what I believe. Nothing concrete. But that happened. I honestly thought both episodes were very like menial or whatever. But okay, let's talk about Jimmy Jacobs. And I have articles pulled up here and quotes and stuff. So Jimmy Jacobs is no longer part of AEW. Um, so I was just like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of crazy that he's no longer there.
What was his position in the company? Was he just a
I
writer or a
I
producer?
I believe he was just a writer.
Okay.
Like they pulled him from TNA when he was like writing stuff over there. Um, right around the time where AEW was doing stuff with TNA. So about like 2 years ago,
Yeah, about that.
two, three. Um, so our good friends over at Wrestling Purists, they get on the Twitter spaces and then they start talking about Jimmy Jacobs and what I can only describe as a smear campaign. Um, which comes out like immediately after the news about his departure comes up, and I find that extremely suspicious, and I don't really like that at all. But here were some of the things that was said in there. I would, before I start reading some of the stuff off, apparently that they did another spaces covering it up, but the person that ran the spaces has a private Twitter account. So
Are we
how
talking
would
about
you join?
are we talking about the backup?
Yeah, the backup.
The
Um,
backup.
so here was the things. They said that Jimmy Jacobs was Tony Khan's right hand man in 2013, from 2013. So just like at the start of the year, I guess.
2023.
Um, yeah, 2023. Sorry, he was the bigger reason for the rankings going away. I
Good
don't believe
move.
that. I don't believe that, but yes, good move. He had no idea who Okada was.
That's cap.
He wasn't familiar with AEW's programming before coming on, nor did he like it.
I can't speak on that one.
Responsible for the learning tree, he created it, not Jericho. Every learning tree segment was Jimmy Jacobs.
Cap.
Full Gear 2023, the main event. He's responsible for that main event and how was it booked. Do you remember what that main event was? Full
From
Gear.
full gear God no. I don't know what was that. What was full gear 20? I don't even remember full gear 2024. Did it even happen?
Let me see. What was it
Let me look at
this
this.
year?
Let me look at this spreadsheet. Hold on. Look at my 2023 spreadsheet. Jeez
No, no,
Louise.
no, 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 no. I got you. I got you. So he was responsible for MJF and Jay White.
Ugh. You know what? Maybe. You know what? He did some stuff. You know what? MJF did some moves in there that Jimmy Jacobs would have did. Some dumb shit. So I believe that.
Okay.
I believe that one.
Um,
That was very Jimmy
I
Jacobs. Yes.
I'm glad that everybody that was involved hated it, but Twitter act like it was the greatest thing ever. Even AEW knows the truth. Next we have did not want to push Daniel Garcia because he found it laughable when it came to pushing Daniel Garcia. I think this is extremely valid.
I'm not gonna say laughable,
That's
but I can understand why you wouldn't want to push Daniel Garcia just yet.
You had this nigga moving like Fandango as he leaves the Jericho Appreciation Society. Also does nothing in there, and then does yeah, he does nothing in that group.
So it basically sounds like they're blaming Jimmy Jacobs for the failures of
Daniel Garcia.
whatever Daniel Garcia got going on.
Yes.
Kind of wild.
He was opposed to Takeshita winning the ladder match for the TNT title.
Okay.
This is the one that I thought was like really fucking crazy. They were comparing Jimmy Jacobs leaving to Vince leaving creative wise.
He had that much influence on creative? Or are they saying that all the bad stuff that was happening if it's because of him
He
and all
yes. Everything that was bad in AEW is all his fault. He is said
nice
to be Dynamite's top writer, which I mean, what else would he be? You hired him. I don't know any other writer
Pepperman?
besides like it's we'll get to that portion of the stuff.
Oh, there's more. Oh, okay.
Yes, no, there's more as things develop.
That's how out of the loop I was. I wasn't even in Discord. I don't even know. I don't know about any of this. This is exciting to me. This
This
news to me.
one this one was really funny. Because I was just like, oh, whatever. An AEW talent was listening anonymously at to the spaces and essentially agreed to all of this,
MJF.
most likely.
Definitely MJF. Didn't he call
And
into Wrestle Pierce like
yeah, a few
post
days
Raw
ago.
show like 2 days
Yeah,
ago?
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
MJF.
And then the final note here is small note. He says that Pepperman has never watched AEW before she came on too, but is seeming as a positive force in AEW due to her improvements in the women's division. Do you think the
What
women's
is she?
division is improving?
Um, no, no. I think the women's division kind of gone backwards. I don't think either champion currently is not doing anything too impressive in my opinion. Um, Mariah, I feel like they don't know what to do. I know that might be more RJ City involved. Um,
Oh, just you wait.
and then as far as Mercedes goes, I I don't still really understand what what she's doing, what they're doing, what's the goal here. I feel like she doesn't wrestle as much as she should, and when she does wrestle, it's not even like for someone who's supposed to be like one of the greatest women wrestlers in the world, it don't feel like it currently.
Maybe
Especially because
she.
we know, especially because we what we know she is capable of. It feels kind of just like a little underwhelming. It can be fixed, you know what I mean? But right now, I'm just kind of like I'm not like looking forward to a Mercedes Monet segment.
I've been. We are long past the point of it can be fixed. I am so sorry, but to continue more about AEW's creative, more from the good people at Wrestle Purists. These are the following people who are responsible for writing and producing the storylines in AEW. So the BCC and Mariah May stuff is being written by RJ City,
The two storylines based off movies, got it?
of course.
Big movie
Um,
guy.
the Swerve and the Hurt Syndicate, and
Ooh, can I
we'll
guess?
try to
Can I guess?
be,
Can I guess? Can I guess?
of course,
Would it be Will Washington?
of course.
Oh, look at that.
The black man doing all the black writing.
Got it.
Chris Statlander and Mercedes Monet, obviously. Jan
Big Pepper
Pepperman.
Man. Big Pepper Man.
And the Will Ospreay and Don Callis family stuff is being written by Sanjay Dutt.
Thought the Sean did that.
No, because that storyline fucking blows. All these storylines fucking blow.
So what's Tony
So
Khan in charge of? What's he
I,
writing?
I think he's just in charge of just approving the terrible ideas that are coming from RJ City and everybody else. Also, I think this is and I would just like to preface this that I think this is actually very bad to put this out because you kind of like put definitive names and faces to this. Um, like these two, well, I don't know if Peppermint has a Twitter or Sanjay Dutt. Oh, Sanjay Dutt for sure has a Twitter,
He
but
absolutely has Twitter. Let me tell you something.
you opened the door to them just getting all types of like nasty shit.
You know what this reminds me of?
What's up?
Take a guess.
I don't wanna just
Take a
tell
guess.
me.
What did this remind? We've spoken about this on
This
this
reminds me
podcast.
this reminds me of this reminds me of the Bruce Pitchard doing NXT stuff. This reminds me of um
You gotta think bigger.
oh
It's
bigger.
election season. Think about it.
Oh, Trump-esque pointing fingers.
Anytime some shit that from that side goes wrong, it's never on him. It's somebody else. And the names will be named, and you will know who it is. It will be it's Dr. Fauci. It's whoever the hell. You know what I mean? It's always somebody. I'm just saying.
You would hit the nail on the head.
I'm just saying.
Um, so yeah, that is it for the AEW like creative team stuff. I think this team is an abysmal team. Like this is probably the worst team of writers I've ever seen in a really long time. Um, I'm sure you can go, oh man, 2009 Raw, man, you wasn't there. I wasn't. So therefore, these groups of people are the worst that I've seen. Um, just crazy. I don't think like AEW is doing anything like very like good storyline wise, and it's
You
kind of
know,
scary how they get away with it.
it doesn't really help that the crowds,
Are dead.
even I'm not. Yeah, that's the thing. Even if it's not like big crowds, even the small crowds they're getting, they have no. The shows are lifeless, and people don't want to admit it outside the pay per views. I thought Wrestle Dream crowd was cool, but like the weekly shows, their life, there's no life to the crowd. I've said it a bunch of times. You go back and watch an episode from like 2020 or 2019, how live those crowds were.
I wouldn't say 2020.
Well, pre pandemic 2020, the first 3 months,
Yeah.
some of the best crowds they ever had. You know what I mean? Some of the best shows they ever did. And
Mm.
just looking back, I'm just like and watching like today's show. I don't even know where they were at or how many people were in the crowd, but it didn't really make a difference because they were sitting on their hands, man. It's just I don't know. Something has to change. I don't know what. I guess this is a start getting rid of Jimmy Jacobs. I don't know where they go from here. Um,
Mm.
New
The
champions, all heel champions going through. So it looks like they're trying to build some baby faces out of that. So we'll see how
and
that goes.
what a terrible job they're doing. We will get to that. Um, then last things, the last thing in the trenches is Ricky
I
Stark's
got it.
status. Okay,
I got
go
that
ahead.
for you. Ricky Starks has addressed his absence from AEW TV, confirmed that he isn't injured. This is from a high spot sign it live. I guess he was doing like the autograph signings or whatever. And they asked him about it. He said, "No, I'm not of action due to injury. I'm healthy. I'm of sound mind and body. The wrestle, just not up to me." I get a lot of messages lately where people are like, "Hey, just checking in on you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're mentally okay." And it's so sweet. It means a lot to me because these people don't know what's going on, right? But yeah, I get a lot of messages, and every time I read them, I tear up because people still they care, and I love them. I wish I can give you an answer. I'm healthy. I'm ready to get back in the ring. I'm in shape, obviously. I've always been in shape. Sometimes it isn't up to me, I guess, as they say. And he pretty much said the same thing again. Um, he's fine. And yeah, it seems like he. I saw the clip. He sounded very frustrated
Hmm.
and completely understandable. It seems like he must be in the. It sounds like he's in the dark just as much as you know everybody else is. It could be one of those situations where we've heard stories of Tony Khan ghosting wrestlers in the past. It could be one of those situations. I'm not sure, but honestly, just let him go, man. I just
Um,
don't get it. You're not going to use him. You're not going to use the Lucha Bros. Let him go.
I agree. Yeah, Ricky Starks does seem extremely frustrated with the whole thing. Um, and looking at like what they're currently doing right now on AEW is just like, you really telling me that they can't use him? Like,
Collision, shit. Put him on Collision again or something.
yeah, like you have a lot of people that are doing like absolutely nothing, and then you have Ricky Starks like doing nothing. Like, and what I hate most is people just being like, "Well, he did it to himself. Why are you supporting your friend? Whoa, why are you backstage talking to wrestlers? Why are you backstage at me? Why are you in the crowd at Mania showing love to Cody?" I think that's like if that bothered Tony Khan so much, fire him.
Right.
Like that is literally the long and short of it. And then you could be like, hey, he got fired because he was over there at WWE. then that's that. And then nobody's gonna say Tony Khan, oh, Tony Khan's a big baby, or any sort of shit. They're just gonna be like, well, game's game. Why were you over there? So just let the nigga go. AEW never has to worry about how they look in the eyes of the public. They could do no wrong. They could they
It's very
okay.
interesting seeing kind of the same people
The
who
workers' right people.
workers, right? Free Ali, a whole bunch of Free Ali. But then when it
Hmm.
comes to, a Ricky Starks or a Lucha Bros, it's like, well, they signed the contract. Like, what is it? Is it bad? Is it only bad when one side does it, not the other side? Is it really about workers' rights, or is it you want your favorite company to win and the other one to lose?
It's definitely the latter. They never fucking cared about workers' rights. Like people in AEW are still independent contractors, and they're never hassling them about that.
Nope.
Tony Khan's never getting the why don't you just treat them like employees?
Even the theory of like adding time on because of injury, no other sport does that. I don't like
Yeah,
if you're in the NBA and you get hurt, that's just a part of the contract.
yeah. Like what is it? Cornette made kind of like a good like it was a mixed point where it was just like I would get it if you were like, you know, a booker or whatever. That like if I sign you for 3 years and then you don't work for like a year and a half, nigga, fuck you. Let me get my labor, right?
Yeah.
But you holding a nigga up for like 2 or 3 months, let that nigga go. What do
Ricky
you what
Starks
you
hasn't been on TV and God, it might be longer than 3 months at this point.
I he was speaking about like just the Phoenix and Pentagon thing, but I'm just
Oh,
like, nigga, you really holding me for 2 3 months. My thing is that like at the end of the day, that's not stopping them going to the WWE. It just prolongs the inevitable.
yeah, especially I mean Phoenix. I understand if you got like a year left, I get Phoenix. But yeah, Pentagon. If you got 2 months, what's the point? And
Like,
you know he's not going to use them. He's not going to use them. So
yeah, like he's
you know,
not
sitting in
using
the
them.
crib
So
doing
it's just
nothing.
let the niggas leave. Just set them free, bro. Um, and then what is it? It'll be like terminating the contract anyway. Would you still have to
Yeah,
pay? I actually wouldn't know that part.
I don't know.
Well,
He got it.
people let me know. Would it actually just cost less money if they just let the nigga go? Um, that is my question to all of you. But let's get into Wrestle Dream. I'm going to skip the pre-show. I made the mistake of watching that and made myself very upset. So, first match on the show, we got Jay White defeating Hangman Page.
I
I
like the
th
match.
I thought the match was
However,
okay. Yeah,
a little confused. A little confused. I was
I'm
confused.
extremely confused.
I'm assuming we're on the same page here. I don't really fully understand Hangman Page winning the main event just to lose to Jay White, who hasn't really been on TV in some time.
Like he's returning
Uh,
from injury.
yeah, you know what I mean. So like, and Hangman just won a huge feud that main evented one of your biggest pay per views of the year. A
Yeah,
little
like I
strange.
like I get it. People like move on and they do get like new opponents and rivals and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah,
how can he beat the baddest man in AEW? How can he like how does he literally beat his demon and then lose to Jay White? It like what are we doing with honestly, I think with like both the people that were just in there, hitting each other with cinder blocks, getting inserted with syringes and stuff like that, like they walked away from that pay-per-view largely nothing. Like Swerve is gonna do all this stuff with like MVP. I feel like this
kind of backwards.
backwards as
Feels
fuck.
feels a little backwards. Unless Lashley's showing up soon, feels a little backwards.
And my thing is that Lashley will show up. And he gonna lose to Lashley.
Yes, 100%.
So it's just like you did all this shit and now they're gonna be aimless. What was really the point of all that feud if like it didn't result in either of them rising up the card. Like Swerve lost that championship and moving like that shit is nothing. Where's y'all? Where's the niggas' goals and aspirations, bro? Nigga just lost the title. And, he ain't feeling like trying to get it no more. Nigga, you scared of Moxley?
Might be.
This shit is so stupid, man. But yeah, I thought the match was fine. And then what is it? We have Jay White losing to Christian Cage because they got to continue the Hangman thing.
Also, I mean, it's a little spoilery, but like as far as Christian Cage still has that contract, so at some point we have to
Yeah,
like address that. But he's a heel, so unless they're
yeah.
turning him, which I don't know how they could pull that off. We know
It's
what
not.
honestly, it doesn't even matter in this company. You can just turn, you can just turn with no kind of motivation,
Yeah, we'll
just
talk about
because.
that a little later. Um, with Christian, I don't see Christian like even looking in the direction of Moxley. And then it's going to be treated as like, oh, I'm smarter than that. Like I'll, just wait my turn. And then, he's still not he's still doing some bullshit with Kip Sabian.
You know
I,
what? I'll give Tony Khan this. He's loyal, man. He's still got Kip Sabian on the payroll.
you want fucking waste of money,
Still got
bro.
that boy on the payroll. I respect it.
Uh because I'm gonna forget to talk about it later because we just spoke about it now. Did you see the miscue between Hangman Page and Kip Sabian
No, I
in
missed
the main
it.
event?
I saw it in the chat on Discord, but I missed it. I must have like turned my head.
Uh do they not have a monitor when they at the under the ring?
They should.
Cause what the fuck, nigga, they came out like I would say like 4 minutes early. And honestly, I would just went with the finish because all they did was just kick out four more times. Um, Kip Sabian is in the crowd, seemingly going to cause a distraction for uh for the referee, to bother Christian Cage or whatever. And the Hangman Page
Yeah.
was gonna come from the other side and sneak Jay White. But that doesn't happen. That happens like a while early, and then you see Hangman Page come out. Commentary stupidly points it out because you see him like go on the ropes and then go back down. He was just like, "Oh fuck!"
Mm-hmm.
And then they switch cameras and then show Hangman just being like on the floor, just being like, "I hope he didn't see me." Also, stupid shit. The video is in the chat right now. I'm gonna retweet it once this is like over with. But like, I saw that and I could not stop dying.
I must
I
have
would
missed it. I must have turned my head. I think I was setting up for the.
it's for a brief moment, but they just keep wrestling, and I'm just like, dog, just go to the finish. It is so embarrassing. There's two videos right now in the chat. Uh, wait, where'd the other one go? Whatever.
I found it. I'm
Um,
looking at it right now.
okay, that shit is so fucking funny. Let me see if it shows the whole thing.
Miscuing that early kind of nuts. You're right. It
It
does.
is so early
I wonder what happened.
because he heard the crowd turning up. Both of them miscued, bro.
Yeah, what I'm saying. I wonder what happened. Why did? Yeah, that's so strange. Now that I'm looking at it. Well, I'm assuming Heyman jumped up because he heard Kip
Yeah,
Sabian. He heard the noise.
and then Kasabian goes sits back into the crowd, and then Hangman just
That's pretty funny. Oh, that's good stuff. I wish I didn't even catch that. That's crazy. That's really funny.
I don't know how commentary and the camera pointed it out. These niggas are so
I,
stupid.
I was setting up my joint. That's funny. I was setting up for the podcast.
And that's like one kick out. Yeah, then there's like three more kickouts after this. It's fucking ridiculous. Um, them niggas is ass. Moving on. We got Mariah May and Willow Night defeating Willow Nightingale to retain her championship. I thought the match was fine. Well, sorry. I thought the match was good because it's it's only 10 minutes and it felt like it shouldn't have gone any longer. And I mean that in the nicest way possible because AEW does know how to get long in the tooth. Um, I thought it ended at a perfect time.
In my opinion, yeah, Willow Nightingale is probably their best women's worker. In the company. Yeah, it was a good match. I don't really have any other thoughts on it. I honestly don't remember anything from this match,
It was
to
good.
be honest with you. But I gave it a 3.5 on the spreadsheet, so I think that's a sign it's a good match to me.
That
If it gets 3.5,
that is about right. I up until I think this is the best match on the show, unless I change my mind at some point. But I walked
this
away.
you thought that was the best match?
I walked away with this match being like, that was good.
This was the
Um,
best match?
shit, nigga, if you're gonna tell me a hologram and fucking Beast Mordos was fucking good, I ain't trying to hear that shit.
No, but I don't think it's the best match. There's like three other matches I'm picking over this.
I'm sorry to hear that. Um, the following match, we got Jack Perry defeating Shibata in a very piss poor match.
Um, Look, y'all can lie to me all you want. I don't care how many Jack Perry Abbeys I see on Twitter. The guy stinks. He's always stunk. He hasn't gotten any better. This gimmick isn't cool. He's not edgy as he tries to be. Even with that little quote, like, I hope Kenny Omega dies. Like, man, shut up. You're not threatening. You know what I mean? Like, no, like, I'm not taking him seriously. And Shibata, he's just not the wrestler he used to be. And that's fine. You know what I mean? Because he almost died. I'm not expecting a lot.
Yeah.
He's like a lesser
He
Dom Mysterio. That's what Jack Perry is to me. He's like Dom Mysterio, so he can't do anything as good as Dom Mysterio does.
yes, he is every heel's lesser. Um, he's just really, really bad. And then Shibata is just still, he's still the guy he was before, but I've grown out of that. Um, and I don't think he was ever going to have a good match with like Jack Perry anyway. So this is all just extremely boring, and I'm glad this is the shortest match on the show.
Got a lot of post match shenanigans though.
Yes, we get the post match. Um, no, well, Daniel Garcia comes out first because Jack Perry starts beating on Shibata, and I don't know much about their history besides they had an ROH match together. I don't know if they were actually like, I don't know their relationship outside of that.
I think Shabazz like a mentor.
This nigga's a
If I'm
mentor
not
to
mistaken.
everybody, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
that whole like ROH crew from back then. Yeah, probably. Because he was like damn near like head trainer at ROH for a minute. So that's around the time when Garcia was over there.
yeah, when he was a pure champion.
Yeah,
Okay. So that happens. Then MJF returns, beats the piss out of fucking Daniel Garcia, cuts a little promo. Um, then Adam Cole comes out.
big boom,
Big pop.
big pop.
He, regardless of what I'm about to say, he does get a big pop, so that's good for him.
Hey,
But
people fuck with Adam Cole, man. They
yeah,
still do.
AEW, like, I have to ask, do these niggas do physical therapy like at all? Because I'm just like, whenever somebody comes back from injury in the WWE or just like back from a really long time, like Randy Orton, AJ Styles, um, I can probably name a couple others, but I'm forgetting who else was like injured recently. But like they come back and they look like physically well. Adam Cole came back looking like the same dude that he was like a few years ago. Well, like the last time he got injured, he's just still skinny and frail.
Okay. I'm not gonna go too hard on Adam Cole because of the injury. I don't know how
No,
much he could.
I
However, he's just been kind of since he's got to AEW, he's just been this skinny. I don't if it's a medical
like
situation or what it is, or
my
just
thing
he
is
hasn't been
that
working
like
out. I don't know.
Yes. Okay. The root of the issue with this for me is that they're not getting the proper treatment because they are not working out while they're injured. Like with Charlotte Flair, when she got hurt, was it like 2 weeks later, we see her doing like physical therapy exercises, getting her knee right.
I was a psychopath.
I think these niggas need to start being psychopaths. Because what happens when Charlotte comes back is that she's coming back stronger. I think these niggas are getting like regular ass physical therapy like I would, not physical therapy of an athlete, where they would be training and strengthening these muscles while they're injured. Does this nigga don't even want to like entertain? Just like looking better? Like what is it? When MJF came back, you know,
That
he
boy
was on that
was
shit.
that boy was juiced to the gills, baby.
You feel
Veins
me?
popping out,
You know,
looking crazy.
at least he tried. You feel me? like appearances aside, I'm just thinking that like these people are not getting the real physical therapy care as they should be. Because
It
there's
might be.
no
It might be on. I don't know. It might be on. See, I think about how like how
you got
out of shape
nothing but
Mark Quinn.
time to work out.
So my thought is when Mark Quinn came back for Private Party, how out of shape he was. He looking like me
Like
out there.
you got nothing but time to like work out. And I know you like might be injured, but like when you are an athlete, you kind of have to still do like the leg trainings to like, make sure it
You
just
can work.
doesn't happen
You can work
again.
around it. You can work around
That
it. You
too.
know?
When AEW niggas get injured, you never see a workout video from them.
I mean, I don't really see them in general. Besides, only people I ever see really like put out workout videos be like, I remember Swerve were putting out videos for a little while. Um, I'm sure like Brian Cage. I mean,
Like,
you got your body guys.
like I have a feeling that, Ilya Dragunov doesn't really like Twitter that much, but I'm sure he's still working out like a fucking animal, putting a fucking couch on his back doing squats or some shit, you know?
I was that's another psychopath. That's different. He a different
Yeah,
nigga.
this nigga's insane.
He a different dude.
Fucking Charlotte's pinned post on Instagram is her working out, like getting that physical therapy, bro. Like appearances aside, I do not think these niggas are getting their like the care. And that concerns me for this,
Are you putting that? Are you putting that
I'm
on
putting
the
that on a
company
company.
or
Yes.
okay? I don't know how that works as far as like
Well, Punk gave us some
PC goes.
insight.
Oh, did he? What
Punk
did
said
Punk
it
say?
shit. He said it on was it Pat McAfee shit? I think what was that? I think before his first Drew match. It's like a while ago.
No,
But
that was Mania Weekend, wasn't it? That's
yeah,
when
yeah,
everybody was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh, why would they
yeah,
do that on Mania Weekend?
yeah,
Why is
yeah,
he talking about AEW?"
yeah. um he had to like schedule all his doctor's appointments and shit like himself. And if you are a regular American like you and I, you know how long it takes to see a doctor. AEW needs to really step that shit the fuck up, especially, one of the selling points when they first started it was health benefits.
Only number one.
Um, yeah, and equal pay.
Uh,
Um, that equal pay had a fucking asterisk on it since the start, and people still ran with it. God, niggas is stupid. Um, but yeah, that's what we get on Wrestle Dream. On Dynamite, we open the show with Adam Cole cutting a little promo. And you know, I don't know who the fuck they're trying to fool as if Adam Cole was not the bad guy. Like he said that MJF is like everything that we see now, and it was just like, but you literally changed him to stop that. He was like, being a better person before you turned on him. So how are you gonna say he was always this guy? when you were
You
actively
know,
changing him to be the better
you know
or for the
what?
better.
Sometimes you gotta just take the L on shit. This, you know what this reminds me of? This
Just fuck
reminds
it.
me. This reminds me when the Alliance shit ended and Stone Cold was heel, and then the next night on Raw they were just like, "Fuck it, you're babyface again." No explanation whatsoever.
Yeah,
They
but
want
both
to
of
sometimes you gotta just say fuck it. That was really bad, and we gotta just move on from it. Act like it didn't happen. Reset. Sometimes you
this
gotta do a
shit
hard reset.
this shit is almost as bizarre to me as the random Lexus King face turn. Um, I I just could not really pay attention to this promo while like Adam Cole was trying to really sell me that he was the good guy in this whole thing. When you really like kicked off this top of the year with a terrible fucking angle. I'm
Bro,
never forgetting that.
it never happened.
That's crazy. I'm never gonna forget this. This is my do-rag Vince.
It didn't happen. You're posted in the year. Remember when
Adam
Adam
Cole just
Cole
started
came back?
lying and niggas. Yeah, and then MJF comes out and he's just like, you like changed me. And then when you turned on me, it made me worse. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever.
Now I'm really the devil. He
Yeah.
didn't say that, but
And then what I think is really funny is that like Daniel Garcia is no longer involved with MJF currently. Just completely sidestepped all that. And then Daniel Garcia did not get his comeuppance.
there's still time. That was strange that they kind of just
My
he
thing
moved
is
on to
that
Cole.
there's time, but like let's get that shit done now. They like these two both have a common enemy. This requires MJF to like find somebody to trust. That is, some little silly shit that he can do. And then that opens the door for somebody to debut. God knows who it may be. I don't really give a shit who it is. It's probably gonna be some fucking nobody anyway. But it could just be some dude that he like paid off or blah blah blah, random shit like that. But it's just like I don't think that Daniel Garcia, this was his big returning feud. This is, people waiting to continue, completely done. And now he's gonna be doing the now he's down with the BCC slash elite bullshit. It's not good television. Uh Moving on, we got Tenote Takeshita defeating Will Ospreay and Ricochet. Um,
I'm up two thoughts with this one.
can I go first? And then I'll
Sure,
let you go. I will just let this one point go, and then
go
you
ahead.
can. So earlier this year, Brian Alvarez said that if Will Ospreay does not get that AEW World Championship by the end of this year, he's a bust. I will be revisiting this when the year ends.
Write it down. Write it down.
Mm-hmm. That's all I
Put a
had.
pin in it. Oh, okay. I got some thoughts. Thought number one, I think Ricochet is a great wrestler. I think Will Ospreay is a great wrestler. I think when you put those two people together, they bring the worst out of each other. I hate watching these two you guys wrestle each other. It's the worst. That's the first thought. Thought number two, it's about time they gave Takeshi that title and did something with him.
Mm-hmm.
People have been asking for it for a long time. He's a great worker. Um, he was kind of just thrown in this match a little bit. I guess him and Osprey do have some kind of history or whatever. They've been doing little stare downs back on in segments or whatever. So yeah, I'm cool with that. The finish, I thought, I don't know. I don't. I didn't like the last Will Osprey. What's my boy's name? What's the old boy's name? What's his name? The dude turn on him.
That's all.
Cyrus, help me out here. What's the dude's name?
Oh, Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher. Thank you. I couldn't think of his damn name. Um, I didn't like the Will Ospreay Kyle Fletcher match last time, so I'm not really looking forward to this feud. Um,
Mhm.
Also, Will, I think they talked about on a show. Will Ospreay he's losing too much. I feel like you should protect this guy a little more, especially if you're going to be your future world champion.
My thing is that Will Ospreay is giving these niggas charity wins when he don't need to be.
Yeah.
What good is a win over you if you lose to fucking everybody?
Okay, I will say he's only lost 7 times. So we
That's
can't see he
too
lost to
much.
everybody.
That's
So
too
that's
much.
probably too much.
That's probably nigga. That is way too much. This nigga did charity for Swerve when God knows he needed to be AEW champion. He's he's given Kyle Fletcher fucking 50-50s. He landed the Bucks whoop his ass, and then he let Takeshita beat his ass. And then shit, I feel like what is he? He giving out charities and all these sorts of fucking favors. I think the worst favor he gave was the fucking Ricochet. Nigga, the best you got from me is a fucking a draw and then an interference.
Also, I don't know where Ricochet goes from here. Did you go after Takeshita?
You want to know where he fucking goes?
Where's he go?
Collision, nigga.
Big Collision Gang.
He's gonna be on Collision this week. The well is dried up for this nigga. They wanted him for the Will Ospreay match, and that's fucking it. He's Collision Gang. They got nothing left for this motherfucker. MVP is coming up to everybody, black, asking them to hit him up. Guess who?
Eh, they sure didn't hit up Ricochet. You know what though? That might be something to that. There might be something to that. I can see a situation where
Nigga, nigga
they're
hitting the
trying
Will
to
Smith.
they're trying to
Nigga hitting
red
the Will
herring
Smith.
us. What's
Why
the
he
Will
don't want me,
Smith?
man?
No. I think he's gonna. We don't suspect him to be involved in that, and then he ends up being like a member of whatever this group is gonna be. If I had to guess,
I'ma hope you're wrong. They're the Woody and Toy Story. I don't want to play with you anymore. Go to Collision. Hologram need a match. Takeshita is gonna
oh,
beat this nigga's ass, and then they're gonna move the fuck on.
probably. Um,
Was losing to Braun Breaker so damn bad, bro?
I think he had to leave the WWE. I'm not mad at that. I'm still not mad at that choice. He had to leave. He had to go for his own sake. I think he had to leave.
You know what? Him leaving has did the same thing that what it did for Sasha, where it's just like it just made more opportunities in the division. Like some nigga filled this spot quick. So it
Mm.
is what it is. Um, on the show we get Don Callis doing a press conference. S- Sanjay Dutt, we gonna stone you when we see you.
Jeez.
This nigga comes out with Lance. I couldn't even recognize Lance Archer.
That's fake Drew McIntyre. That's 2019 Drew McIntyre.
I'm saying also fat. And then Brian Cage. Does he have the ROH belt or TV title? What he's got?
He defeated Atlantis Jr. on the pre-show of Wrestle Dream for the ROH TV Championship.
Okay, I'm glad I guessed right. Um, he came out with them, and then Takeshita came out later on to say for a heel, he cut a very face promo saying, "If you want it, come and get it."
I think
The
he's
crowd
doing. I
doesn't
think
want to boo this nigga.
no, he's too cool. He's Takasha's a
Yeah.
wrestler. People really want to cheer. Also, I think he's doing the kind of the Pac thing where remember Pac was defending it everywhere. I do know
Hmm.
the main event of the first ever Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling show, which is
Yeah, that was just link in the chat.
Scott Demore's new promotion. Uh, the main event is him versus Mike Bailey versus for the international championship. So
My nigga, I'm looking at this card. You got Bully Ray and Jinder Mahal in a tables match.
shout
That
out to Scott
nigga's
Demore
that
for
nigga's
putting it.
not cooking.
Shout out to Scott Demore for putting the shorty on third from the top of the bill. You got to respect it.
Oh yeah. Also, I just dropped in the
I gotta
chat
respect it.
and nobody really cared, but I so Jinder Mahal came to my job a few days ago.
He went over there. I think he's a nice guy.
It was so weird because like I'm working. I see this big ass nigga Black T come up the stairs. I was like Jinder Mahal.
Did you say what's up?
He just like waved. He seemed like very just like I'm just looking for my wife. Like it's family time. Like
Yeah.
he didn't really seem like he was just like hey whatever blah blah. He was just like hey. You know, so I was like, all right, I'll let him be about his day. Also, I'm not a big Jinder fan, so well, I was gonna post with a photo and be like, big fan. Um,
I would have been mad fake. Like, yo, I love you. I love your world title reign.
nah, I ain't gonna fake it, bro. But
I'm faking it.
he was having family time, and um, I respect that, especially when Kevin
Love a
Owens,
family man.
especially when Kevin Owens was several times just being like, "Nigga, if I'm with my family, fuck you." So, I just let him be.
I don't want to smoke with Kevin Owens' family anyway. Big ass son. Well,
Yeah,
gorillas press slam me.
they go beat your ass for practice. Um, but yeah, and like you said earlier, it seems like we're just gonna go back to Osprey and Fletcher. You couldn't get Fletcher to get cheered when you wanted him to be American man against MJF. You're not gonna get a reaction to the crowd as him heel. Like this shit is gonna this shit is not gonna last long. I think Will Ospreay is really gonna want it done this nigga. And then all that charity work that he did for him is gonna be for naught. Um moving on. And then you want to talk about a cool down match. You got
Oh, before that,
oh, what else happened here?
Swerve comes out. This is a Swerve segment, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah, you're right. If you want to cool out a crowd, do this shit. You got Swerve coming out. This is a return on pay-per-view. Just saying a lot of stuff. I don't remember what he said prior to MVP coming out. So
He was talking to Nana and he was like, yo, I don't even know if I can trust you like that for real. You be doing this, you be on some bullshit. You selling weed to kids. Stop doing that. And then
yeah, he sells coffee now,
but
guys. Let's move on
yeah, I
from
was
the
just showing
ROH
that
joke.
coffee. He's still showing the coffee. I'm gonna try it. Um,
I hate coffee, so I will not be doing that.
I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna give Nana coffee a shot.
I tried Red Bull. That was oddly really good.
Not a
So
big energy drink guy.
shit was crazy.
And yeah, and then that point, but he was like, you know what though? You ain't shit, but you family.
Hmm. I think he said that during the MVP part, but
Either
either
way, yeah,
way,
then the MVP
yeah.
came out. More importantly, worst outfit ever. I ain't seen Swerve get a fit off in a long time, if ever.
White people say he was dripped down. Why?
Who said that?
Uh, it's the nigga that used to have all the NXT scoops. Uh, JD Williams.
Oh, I think
Uh,
he's Fightful, right? And he like Fightful?
maybe, but
And then he stopped doing NXT, he started talking about AEW, like he only covers
yeah,
AEW.
yeah. I was just like, well, that's why. Um, but yeah, no. When Justin said he looked like a quest giver on Horizon Zero Dawn, bruh.
Yeah, was not the best fit. I'll tell you who outfitted him though. Tell you that much.
Brody King came out with
My
that shit
son
on.
Brody King, he came with that. He had that shit.
He
Brody King be getting fly, a little low key.
he was Grudge King, bruh. I see.
He
Let me
must have got
pull.
that
Let
out of West Side Gun Closet or something. I don't know.
me.
Man came out with with the shiesty on, Stone Island joint. I said, okay, see what you got on.
uh, hold on. I know this nigga was like, what?
So yeah, MVP would basically just like, yo, stop being with this lame over here. Come hang out with the real. And Swerve was like, no, that's my brother.
Yeah. And then
That was
they
it.
were just like, well, we weren't really asking. And I was just like, it kind of sounded like you were.
Yeah,
Um,
like it.
that's what Will Washington got his brother doing. They got all the minorities in one little segment here.
Shelton got in Swerve's face, and then MVP like, nah, chill, chill, chill. Don't worry about
Mhm.
it.
Yep. And then you really couldn't pay me to pay attention to this match. This was a collision gang. So I did not watch Hologram versus Beast Mortos in a 2 out of 3 falls.
So at first, because like I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch the show till I didn't watch the show until yesterday. So or 2 days ago. So I was when I saw it on Cage Match, there was a match. I was like, why were these two wrestling on the paper? But then I realized because of the what is it the Fox Mexico partnership.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, that's why they're doing this match. Because it is for the Fox Mexico partnership or whatever. This match, yeah, very little heat. I don't think people cared too much because it was kind of it was. I won't say it's out the blue because they have been kind of going at it on TV. However, yeah, 16-minute Beast Mortos hologram match not necessary for this show. This is the part of the show. These next like 4 matches not needed on this show. This set it up. This set it off right here. The
Yeah, this is where the drought
this
goes.
this is where this show just falls downhill for me.
Hmm. Um,
What match? It's just like I don't care. The actual in ring action was good. I think they have good chemistry.
I'm sure it was.
Uh,
And any other thoughts before I move on? I'm about to sprint.
no, that
Uh,
was it. There's nothing really to talk about. Hologram 1-2-1, and that was it.
okay. Darby Allin and Brody King. Darby Allin finally defeated his demon of Brody King.
We get his
Brutal
ass
match as
whooped.
usual.
We get his ass whooped, boy.
Yeah. Uh, Young Bucks versus Private Party. This is a long time coming. Five long years since Private Party had, this 5 year long rematch. Young Bucks, they have a nice little promo video with featuring the Amazing Red. Um,
Not amazing, Red.
yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then the Young Bucks grab the microphone before the match starts and says, "You are a mid card act, and you will always be a mid card act." Thought nigga. And
I said mid card. Shit.
yeah,
Can
let's start there. But
they get there first?
I heard that and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, no, they're definitely telegraphing a win. Like, no way you disrespected them like that, and they're not gonna come out on top and make you eat your words, right? Nigga, when the Bucks pinned them 1, 2, 3, I said, oh nah, these niggas wildin'.
Kick out the EVP trigger, by the way. That'll probably be the consolation prize. You can kick out our finish.
That is like the fact that they would say yes is crazy. Called them a mid-card act and then solidified it is fucking nuts. I can't think of it like that is a disrespect on all levels. Like I cannot believe.
Hey, if this happened in the other company, they would say they would they would call Triple H a clan member.
Nigga, I've been seeing triple K.
Triple K.
I've been seeing triple K all fucking
They,
week, and then they let
they
this happen
would
to them to no outrage.
they said Triple K immediately. Triple
And
Nose, all nicknames.
yeah. And then on the show this week, that all happened and shit like that. And then they cut to a backstage little segment of Private Party politely asking the Bucks for a rematch.
Why?
Are you fucking kidding me?
They beat you already. Y'all lost.
They beat your ass definitively, called you a fucking mid card act and solidified it, and then you're politely asking them for a title match or a rematch. And then the Bucks think they're so funny, saying that's not going to work for me, brother. Are you fucking kidding me? And then if this happened, them saying no and it didn't resort in them kind of forcing the rematch by beating them up was fucking crazy to me. They got turned down and said, "Oh, gee, shucks, nigga, don't ever get a title match again. Don't fucking play with me." And then after all that,
I'm gonna
these
let it
niggas
play out.
basically,
Maybe on Collision they'll do something this week. I don't know.
no, sorry, you. If something were to happen on Collision, I wish this segment didn't happen or like was not a part of like whatever is going on. And then at the end of the segment, you got Stokely coming out, just being like, "Should have had me in the corner."
Fuck you gonna do?
And then said y'all, cut a little Twitter joke. "Oh, you guys been here since the Obama administration."
That's my joke. First of all, I did the Obama administration joke. I don't like that. Don't take my joke.
I'm just like, oh brother, bruh. The segment already fucking stinks, and you throw this shit on top of it. Fucking crazy, dog. I don't want to see Private Party get a rematch and then win it the second time. And then they were just what is it? Instead of the Bucks issuing the challenge of we give you the rematch, but you could never like challenge us again, they were saying it to Stokely when the Bucks are already out of the room. What was the fucking point of that? Terrible segment. I don't want to see Private Party no more. I kicking out of the Bucks finisher as a consolation prize is crazy.
You know, you know the vibes. Also, they also did get a pinfall victory over the Young Bucks on Collision last week. So that too.
So big consolation prize. Hey, get this, your Collision, kick out our finisher, but you're not winning these off us. That's a terrible consolation prize. Them niggas is really playing in your fucking face.
I'm kind of
Because
confused on who exactly is going to be the ones to take the belts off of the Young Bucks.
exactly.
There's no real teams that are honestly built up right now. The only team that you could do I could think of realistically would be Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy because they are racking up like 20 wins in a row. Nobody cares that they've done this, but even
Mm-hmm.
Kyle O'Reilly, he's looking at Okada. So what was the
Fucking
point of
ridiculous,
tag
bro.
matches?
And
I'm a little confused.
and if Private Party is going to dethrone them anyway, I would have just did it at Wrestle Dream. AEW does not have the chops to do the, fuck somebody over and then, do it better in the rematch. Like they don't got it like that. I would have just gave it to them here because literally what are they doing now? They're hanging out with Jungle Boy and then wrestling the conglomeration. If you're with the conglomeration, you ain't doing shit.
Pretty much.
And then what is it? You got Jungle Boy making fun of Kenny Omega. I haven't seen that nigga in forever. Did you really need to keep the tag titles for that?
It's his birthday.
Happy birthday. Uh Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho. Nigga, this match fucking blows.
Yeah, I could care less.
Moving on.
They're running it back next week.
Yeah,
In the ladder
for
war.
ladder wars. And I'm just like, oh, Chris Jericho in the ladder match. Can't wait to see that. Fucking kidding me. Um John Moxley defeats Brian Danielson.
I like this match.
I don't. Well, go ahead. I'll let you go first.
It's very much a standard kind of Brian Daniel. He's kind of perfected this Brian Danielson kind of like the fighting from underneath main event style match. He's very good at it. I think they did a good job of kind of putting him in a situation of peril for most of the match, and then near the end, kind of having that comeback. And I thought it was really good. I thought Moxley did very well on him in his role. Even give Marina Shafir some credit for what she was able to get done in this match. The referee should have been got the fuck out of there, but that's whatever.
Hmm.
Um, I liked everything up until about the finish. The finish I could have. I mean, I don't just because I don't. It's really you to you know.
Yeah. This match went 27 minutes long, and I think about like 10, 15 minutes in, they've already did a whole bunch of shit to each other. We are 10, 15 minutes in, and these niggas start to forearm exchange. I said, spare me, bruh. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this match is just getting started at like the 12-minute mark. And then at this point is that this is where they decide that they really want to wrestle.
Yeah,
I
after
do I do
put a punch
not
out there.
this is not a Brian Danielson style. If this is the AEW Brian Danielson style, I'll give it that. But
More
this
and
is
kind of just like the structure of like not the structure of it, but like kind of the story they were telling is very much a Brian Danielson story of fighting from underneath.
you mean the generic just baby face story?
But he's perfected it in my opinion.
I ain't see that perfection in this match, but I don't Moxley is not a particularly great wrestler to me. Um, Definitely Brian tried to bring out the best in him. I thought it was cool when he did the stomp. Um, Brian Danielson's still really good with the submissions. Like I love when he does like that sort of stuff. But this match overall I hate that this is what he has to kind of go out on. He is not
Well, he asked
retired.
for this.
Yeah,
He asked for
no,
this.
no, I know he asked for this dumb shit. That doesn't mean I have to be okay with it. Um, I think that like he's not retiring. He's just like, he's no longer going to be a full-time wrestler. So like he's probably going to
He
be
might
on
he
the
might be
schedule.
retiring. The way he's been talking in the interviews and everybody's saying it's a shoot. He shouldn't
Mhm.
be wrestling anymore no time soon. We shouldn't see him in a ring at least for a year.
I think AEW is desperate and dumb enough to put him back on TV despite
I
him.
I don't think they'll have a choice.
Nobody is Brian's
He
biggest
he, he has
enabler
he
than
has to get that
AEW.
surgery.
Yeah, he's going to get that surgery, do whatever and then come back. So, but if this is like hypothetically, if he's retiring, I think this is a terrible mess to leave off on. Um,
I wasn't online, but so I wasn't aware of the online reaction to kind of how the end of the show went.
People loved it.
People loved it. I wasn't sure people because I saw
They
some
normally do.
I thought some people were like that was a terrible ending. I saw it was very mixed. I saw people say that was like the worst ending ever, and then people were like that was a great ending.
Yeah, that's trust me, bro. You can the people that you're thinking about that loved it, and the people that hated me did not really like it. Um, your ending, thing here is that you have Wheeler Yuta turn on Brian Danielson, um, Neo Moxley and gang. They beat him up, and then baby faces from the AEW locker room are just like coming out trying to help, do all this sort of shit, and you are getting some of the lamest niggas coming out to help.
No, it's
Nobody
even
have
worse
come.
on Dynamite.
Yeah, see, it's even worse on Dynamite. We'll get to that. Um, just some of the lamest niggas that you could possibly get, and then Brian is left stretchered out. I like the shot of like the top down view that they had of Brian Danielson getting helped out. Eric kind of reminds me of the Muhammad Ali knockout photo that was like from up top.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. But so the final shot that you have of this pay-per-view is like, what people would label it as like the people that are gonna like, be big and like step up in AEW. And the people that are in this frame is Hook, Daniel Garcia, Orange Cassidy, and Darby Allin.
They tried to do the thing. Remember the women's Royal Rumble where they had like Jade and like Bianca and everybody like sitting on the outside after oh girl, who was the Rhea won? Did Rhea win that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
whoever won the Rumble. That's what it reminded me of what they were trying to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
But it didn't have the same star power. I agree.
Definitely didn't have the same star power. And just to like go back to this photo, let's who was on this episode? So you don't see Hook this episode.
No,
You see Darby Allin, but he's like he's doing the skater project, which really cool program. Like they just help build skate parks all around the world. Cool. But he's a part
nice.
of a major angle where he's not involved in. Like there's no follow-up with half the people in this. You have
Not at all.
You have Orange Cassidy get beaten up during the match
Six
that he
man
was having.
tag.
Yeah, the six-man tag that he was having. And then what is it? You have Top Flight come out, get beaten the fuck up, and then you get the Dark Order come out and get beaten the fuck up. And then once everything is over in the and BCC is done with it, then you have Private Party and Daniel Garcia come out. The Bucks don't care. It's none of their business. Honestly, they shouldn't even really be in the orbit of this.
There might be more to that.
I think so as well. But oh, excuse me. So yeah, that happens, and then you have Daniel Garcia and Private Party go out there and just be like, "Why don't you help him out? Why you just let him get beat up? Blah blah blah, all this sort of shit." And Daniel Garcia gets in Jungle Boy's face, and I'm just like, "Why the fuck is this nigga talking when he didn't even help out? You came at like the dead end of it. Where the fuck were you? You should be the literally should be the first guy out there." Um, so I tweeted that this is like the third AEW versus faction storyline that
They're
we
trying
have
to get
going on right now.
they're trying to get their NWO going and it's not working.
Yeah. Somebody I wish I had a tweet on me, but somebody said reminds me of like TNA. Like it's TNA versus Aces and Eights and
Aces
TNA
and
versus
eights. Main event
uh
mafia.
yeah, main event mafia and all that sort of shit. And I'm just like, yeah, like they keep going back to this. And what I hate about these storylines so much is that it's never all of AEW's best baby faces. It's always like one main eventer, probably a mid Carter, and then just like a bunch of fucking nobodies. And I think it's super egregious here where you have that ending frame and those people are barely involved. And then you want to start leading this charge with fucking Dark Order and Top Flight.
Mind you, Dark Order was just heel. So they, they turned face for no reason. I mean, I get that the reason, but also Dark Order ain't been on TV in months.
Exactly. Dark Order haven't been on TV in months. So fucking Evil Uno kind of probably being like, I've been here for since the beginning, blah, blah, this and that. And it was like, nigga, you accomplished shit the whole time you were here. Rest in peace. Soon as bro died, you niggas was back to doing fucking nothing. Y'all couldn't even get much when Hangman Page was hanging around y'all. Evil Uno coming to the front of the camera, cutting this impassionate promo. Get the fuck out of my face. Fuck, you gotta be fucking shaming y'all. Like this is your big storyline that you want to do, and then you have these motherfuckers like involved.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, what are they supposed to be scared of fucking Dark Order?
I'm saying. And then Orange Cassidy's been, Orange Cassidy. Who else? I think this was a very rare time where that could have been Orange Cassidy cutting that promo because I don't really think they beating him up that bad.
Yeah.
And then if not Orange Cassidy, they really beating him up that bad or whatever, you should have had Daniel Garcia cutting that promo. Why the fuck do you have Dark Order and Top Flight leading that charge?
They're the first to get slaughtered.
So fucking stupid. Um, Last thing, and then I'll go into the quick hits. We can just talk to the real spring about it and stuff like that. I saw TikTok. I blocked the dude's account. I'm tired of his bad takes. But it reached Twitter, and then they were just like, Moxley is the necessary evil for AEW. And then he pointed out, if it wasn't going to be Moxley, it would probably be Christian Cage, which would have been terrible. If it wasn't, there was like other stuff that he was bringing up. He was just like, Christian would have been a terrible pick. You know, ratings are low, viewership or like attendance is bad. Like Moxley is extremely needed right now, and then that's why Moxley is like, having that title now. I get all that, but they try to say that this is what Moxley means by he has to say AEW. He has to be the company man to take the charge and get these ticket sales up, get these ratings up, and all this sort of shit.
Well, they can't depend on anybody else.
Yeah. Why? Why does a man like John Moxley actually care about that?
In kayfabe, or are we talking about
Kayfabe, honestly.
um? Well, he said he's not a fan of what's going on.
That's just it.
I don't know. He's taking over, man. He said, "Fuck it,
Like that
I'll
that
do
shit
it
is like,
myself."
yeah, like that shit's really crazy. Like he's just like, oh, I just don't like what's going on, so I'm just gonna, just do all this shit. And then, Moxley is still speaking in riddles and all sorts of shit like that, just saying, I'm saving us, blah, 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 this and that. In order for that TikTok, that version of that story to be taken into account, Moxley would have to actually go out there and be like, this is what I'm saving you from. Look at this arena. It's fucking empty. Look at these ticket sales. We're not selling. Look at the ratings. We're doing bad. I don't think AEW will ever acknowledge that they're doing poor in these fronts.
I would hope not. That wouldn't be smart. That's some like 99 WCW shit.
The whole crux of that nigga's like fucking like, oh shit, really depends if Moxley goes out there and says that. If not, this is just terrible writing. That's all. Um, Quick hits. We already spoke on that in a promo. FTR defeats the Learning Tree. Um, I'm not going to talk bad about the match because they are raising money for Asheville.
Also, I don't think
Uh,
the match was bad. I think Big Bill, man. I'm sorry. I like Big Bill. I
that's
think he's
okay.
pretty good. I think he's pretty good.
That is okay. I also have friends in Asheville, so I won't be saying anything. Um,
Outrunners came
Mercedes,
out after the match for reasons.
yeah, to pop the crowd. FTR shaking the hands of their replacements.
But I don't know. I don't understand because they've been teaming for like the last like 3 weeks. So like, why is this like a thing? I don't. They've been teaming. It's not like this is their first time interacting.
First time interacting on Dynamite bit,
I guess so.
on a show that counts. Um, Mercedes Monet defeats Queen Aminata. Um, in a very okay match. The crowd does not give a shit. Um,
Not either, to be honest.
what is it? Tony Schiavone said, Mercedes doesn't know who she is, but the crowd does. And when she came out, the crowd ain't make a fucking peep. Terrible commentator. Dog water. Leo Rush versus Shelton Benjamin. Um,
Show look good.
yeah. When he wasn't using all of his lungs to breathe, bitch.
The big
Um,
boy.
that boy
This
was
ain't
breathing.
2005, Shelton. Tell you that
That
much.
boy, that boy was breathing like
He
he's
about
breathing like
300.
Samoa Joe.
He about 300 or close to, probably like
Yeah.
280. We're gonna give it a stat. He a big boy.
Um, yeah, the match was whatever. They were just really just toying with Leo Rush. I don't think Leo Rush is really a good opponent for Shelton Benjamin. Besides that, like Shelton Benjamin could throw him around, but like that really could have been anybody else. Um,
This is a very 2019 WWE
yeah.
WWE match.
Funniest part of the match was MVP going finish it, and they go for another 3 minutes. And reportedly AR Fox versus Ricochet. So yeah, that boy's in collision bad.
AR Fox versus
Uh,
Ricochet. Where they find AR Fox? He's finally out of jail.
Tony gone jail. I believe that is happening. I believe that's going to be happening on Collision or something that's being set up. It was just said in the chat, so uh, yep, that's going to happen. Well, I'm just saying, yeah, whatever. I'm not actually confirming it. Anything else happen on AEW so we can finally talk about NXT?
Um, let me
I don't
see.
got nothing else.
We talked about Jay White Christian already.
Hmm.
Collaboration Elite, Learning Tree FDR. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think we got it. We got it.
Okay. NXT. We got Stephanie Vaquer debuting
Well,
against
before we even get there, very
uh
disappointed. Very disappointed.
and what?
I thought we'd get a new set.
I mean, it's new-ish.
No, it's not.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It does look very samey, but
It's exactly the same. Just in monochrome now.
yeah, it's in monochrome, but also I think like the other side is also filled out now.
I think they made the screens on the wall a little bigger.
L- There's like a whole section, like there's a whole
Oh, is
extra
there?
section on the other side. Yeah, that is the
Oh, I
only
didn't even peep it.
that is
I didn't peep that.
legitimate. I think they just added like more seats. That's all. That's all I got.
Disappointed.
That's all I remember. Yeah, the set is not like insanely impressive or anything like that. Also,
To, to,
I, they didn't make it a big deal. Like normally when WWE has a new set, they'd be like, check out all the hard work that we're doing. Here's a preview of like the set for NXT. And then I think I don't even think it was like reported that they were gonna have a new set. It was never gassed as a
but,
big deal, is all
but
I'm
Booker
saying.
Booker T was on his show and said they tore the whole shit down and making a new one. That's
Hmm.
what Booker T from his own mouth says. I said, okay,
Yeah.
he's in the building. He wouldn't know. They lied to
They
me.
they
I'm never
probably
believing Booker
did.
T ever again.
They probably did and just did the same shit. It wasn't broke
Whack.
before, so
Whack.
yeah, I'm not dazzled by it either. Um, Next. So 70 Vacker versus Ren Sinclair. Um, I like Vacker. I think she's cool. I think Ren Sinclair is also getting better in ring. Um, she's very submission heavy, which I thought was really cool.
My kind of girl.
I don't really remember. Okay. I don't really remember her match with Moan. So
They were good. That was probably Mercedes' best match she's had since she's come back, to be honest. I like
um
this match, but my same complaint with Julia's debut, I feel like their opponent got too much offense in. I didn't think they need to be like, especially that Red Sinclair.
I think what is the difference between that and Julia's match is that the offense that Ren Sinclair got was submission based, while like Chelsea Green was like, you know, actually like kind of getting hits in. That that's in my mind, that's probably the only different thing. But I thought the match was like pretty decent either way. I will say that I thought it was a better debut than Julia's by like small caveats, I guess.
Yeah, I thought Stephanie looked great. I have an issue with it. It might be just we got to give it time. I don't like her entrance, not the actual like visuals of it. Her coming out. Give me a pose. Give me something. You know what I mean? We ain't getting no pose at the entrance way. She just
Quan
came
said,
out.
Quan said, word, man.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Hit us with that dressing impress.
Hit us something. It remind me when Meals was talking about 2 weeks ago on Raw where they had that 10-woman tag match and Natalia comes out, you know what I mean, serving cunt, doing what she do, because she's not new to this. She's been here. and the rest of the girls look like dorks. Give me a pose. You know what I mean? Get a fit off.
Mhm.
Do something. You look good. You know what I mean? Show it off. You ain't got to twerk or nothing. I'm just saying, like you just
Yeah,
do
wait,
something.
why not? Wait.
We got plenty of that. We got plenty of that on the show.
Yeah, I kind of want less. So that happens. Julia, Roxanne and Cora J was walking backstage, and then after the match finished, they came to jump Vaquer, and then Julie came out and got the upper hand. They stand tall. Um, and then Ava schedules the match.
Well, first Stephanie was like me and Julia versus you two, Halloween Havoc.
Yeah. And the match was made. And then backstage in Ava's office, uh they were just talking, and then Fatal Influence come up and be like, far on you bitching, man. And then Ava was just like, you can wrestle if you want to, and then that's gonna be the match. Uh I don't really care about Fatal Influence. Also, I don't think that they should be wrestling uh Stephanie Vaquer and Julia to face Kalani. Had the couldn't remember.
It was
I
what is
I, I
that?
don't I don't think they should have did that. They literally won the match at the show. Like that should just have been a natural step of progression for them. They didn't need to beat on these two. Like y'all could have just put what else women they got over there. They could have just pulled somebody out from level up for them to beat up on. Um so that's a thing. Um Tony D'Angelo cuts a little promo on Obafemi saying, we conquer our fears. Um family believed in him and all that sort of jazz, blah, blah, blah. No, but Femi comes out and say, "No, your family not gonna save you when I get to you next time, or at Halloween Havoc." He spins the wheel, and then they'll be having a table, ladder, and scares. Not a big deal. Not that much of a big deal around spinning the wheel this time. Um, I was told how the wheel works, and I don't know what I expected, but it made me very sad. I'm not gonna ruin the magic for y'all
Yeah,
because
don't I'm about to say, don't ruin the Disney magic for me.
yeah, it was ruined for me. I wish I didn't read that. Um, one of the cons of being into this. Um, Crucifino will be wrestling Obafemi next week, so I think that should be good. I like Crucifino.
Rest in peace.
He gonna die. Um, Ethan Page wins the number one contendership from Javon Evans. Against Javon Evans and Wesley. Wesley and Javon Evans had a segment backstage, and Wesley talks way too confident when all he did was really just beat up Zachary Wentz. Um, he said two things in that little segment. I was just like, nigga, what the fuck is you on, bro? Um, he said I won everything there is to win in NXT. That's not true. Um,
Well, he's won the tag titles. He's won the
he ain't never win the NXT title, so he ain't win everything that's to be had. Um, Javon, he was telling it takes a lot to be NXT champion. And then Javon said, how would you know?
Javon cooked him.
And I was just like, dog, Wesley is a fucking dork, bro. Oh my God. They're not doing right by this guy. And then you have him do all this shit, pop all this shit, talk all this mess. He was talking crazy last week to Trick Williams, and then he doesn't even win the number one contendership. I wouldn't have had this match or the number one contenders match. I would have had
But you have to have Wesley do something.
I wouldn't have kill me if you need to. I wouldn't have Ethan Page win this.
Who would you have had win this?
Wesley.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess you could have that.
That is the only thing that I will say, right? Wesley don't win it, but for him to be in two number one contendership matches for the AC title and then lose both, I get it, you were screwed the last time, but now that element is no longer in play. And then you lost to two dudes that are like who are coming off losses. Like he was the only person that had momentum going into this. It's Randy Orton, but Javon lost to Randy Orton, and then Ethan Page lost to Trick Williams. He won against Zachary Wentz. Not much of a victory in my eyes, but you know, he was the only nigga that was walking into that shit with some momentum. And then he had the segment last week that kind of just resulted in nothing. He talked all that shit. Jey Uso came out and then he just went away.
What's he gonna
Um,
say? How you gonna outdo the Yeet?
I don't know. I That whole opening like part of the show was ridiculous to me. Made him look like a chump. Um, they spin the wheel and it's gonna be Devil's Playground. I forget what's the stipulation for that.
No
Um,
DQ, street fight, whatever the fuck it is. This is
oh, it's
we know
just
what it
no
is.
DQ.
I'm
I
sure it is. I'm like
Sorry.
90% sure that's what it is.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I forgot.
WWE got 20 different names for a street fight.
Yeah. The only things I remember is table ladders and scares, of course. Um, Weapons Wild.
No DQ match. All the same
Yeah,
shit.
it's just a no DQ match. I think a steel cage match is like has a special name on there, but I forget. But it is what it is. It's Devil's Playground. Quick hits. These are the parts of the show that I really didn't care about. I ain't gonna lie. We got Wes Lexus King. Sorry, I was gonna call him Wesley King. He defeats main man Oro in a gentleman's duel.
Whatever the fuck that is.
Charlie Dempsey, stop bringing that UK bullshit over here.
The funny thing about that is, what this reminds me of? I don't know if you remember it. Yeah, I don't think you ever seen this before, but one time William Regal and Chris Jericho had a match called was that Backlash 2001. You're the Duchess of Queensberry rules match, which was basically like they pulled out this random fake old like British lady, had her like ringside for the match. It was just a way for like Regal to get heat. They could make up the rules as they went along. It's actually pretty funny. That's what I thought it was going to be, but it just wasn't. Like they actually had these random ass rules, and they were like actually abiding
Yeah.
by it. And I was like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be at all. Very strange.
What I thought was what I thought it was going to be. Um, it's a match that I remember happening on Raw. It's a match. It was going to be a wrestling match, like a professional wrestling match. Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin.
I don't remember that at all. It sounds like a Raw I
When
was
the
not watching.
when the bell rung, Dolph Ziggler just kicked him in the nuts. He got disqualified. That's what I thought this was going to be.
I'm a little confused what they're doing with Lexus King.
I don't get
A
the
little
face
confused.
turn. I don't get the face turn, and
I
it's
don't
also
think it's a
doing
real face
nothing.
turn.
Yeah, but I don't think it's working for him, or is it working for Oro? Like I don't understand why they had Oro cheat. It has good this has done nothing for both of them. And it seemingly is he's gonna get left behind because Jakara and Lash are like doing shit on the main roster. I'm
Also,
praying Dar
I
comes back
give
soon.
also I've given Lexus King enough time at this point. I'm not seeing it. I don't think he's good.
Oh no. What did I say in the
Get him
chat?
out of here. Get him out of here.
I I had to ask the chat, was Brian Pillman really like that? Because his son got nothing
That's not fair. You can't
from
do
him.
that. He died when he was like 2.
Yeah, I had to G check his father. I was just like, my nigga, he didn't give you no athleticism skills because this, what is that? I think Neil said that he ain't got a bag at all.
No bag. Zero
He has
bag.
no bag, no tricks. The answer to the question was yes, Brian Pillman was really good. Then he got injured. Um,
Yeah, he couldn't stay healthy.
yeah,
Shit, when Brian Pillman got to WWE, I don't. He was injured more than he
yeah.
was active, and then he get his ass whooped by Stone Cold every week, and then he died.
The only Brian Pillman match that I really remember right now is him versus Liger, and I think that happened at Mall of America.
That was the
Um,
first. Yeah, that was the first.
yeah,
That was the first match of Nitro.
I like that match a lot. um, yeah, Lexus King, he is 31, I believe, with no bag.
Zero bag.
Just not a great wrestler. Nikita Lyons versus Lola Vice. This match ended exactly how I thought it would. Um, Jada comes in and interferes, and then Lola loses. I hate that happened, but I also don't really like this match either. Like, I hate when they get two people who are good or wrestle the mixed martial arts that they start wrestling or like they start the match as if it's fucking Tekken. Stop doing that shit, please.
I thought Nikita looked good though, like in ring.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
like
thought she looked good out there.
I think the two knee brace things was like kind of overblown, but I
Yeah,
still don't know where you slot her currently. I still remain by that. I don't know where you place her.
that'll be for Sean and then to figure out.
Mhm.
But I, as far as just like remember we had concerns about kind of like okay, would like a lot of the girls have improved from her class have like improved greatly, and she kind of got stuck behind.
Mhm.
How she gonna fit in? So that's up to Sean. That's gonna be up
Yeah.
to Sean and the
Yeah.
booking team over there. See where they can get her. It's up to her to see if she can keep up with the new girls.
I don't know if I meant like when I initially raised those concerns, I don't remember if I took her in-ring skill into account. I do think people are getting better than her, but I don't think she's going to get left behind because of her skill. I just think that a lot of people have just moved on. Like Lash
It
Legend was one of her biggest ops, and I was ready for that rivalry to go the distance. And now she's like on main roster, and Nikita's just getting back. That's
they
the
like
type
her
that
though. They
that
like
that
her though.
yeah, that's fine with me. But that's just like the type of shit I meant.
I think
Um, Rich Holland defeats Riley Osborne again.
again,
Um, he was about to
again.
he was about to body him on the table, and I had the tweet ready. It was at like 9:21. I was about to tweet either handle it or get Thea a gun at Andre Chase.
I thought Thea screaming.
I I'm so glad he came out. Um, I'm glad there's going to be an end to this. I don't know if they spun the wheel or not, but they need to spin the wheel and do like bikers, whatever, fiasco or some shit. I don't know.
Loser
Biker brawl.
gets expelled.
Yeah. They need to do something. Oh, excuse me. Um, what else we got? We got Brooks defeating Ashante Adonis. Um, the only thing to really come of this is that Carmen Petrovic is filling him. That nigga's a munch.
I feel him.
Brooks
Gotta love
and
young love, man.
fuck that nigga. Um, Brooks and Spears, this is not working out as well for him as I thought it would.
I mean, what else would he be doing?
I was expecting North American.
Why?
Just something for him to do, honestly.
I don't.
I I I wasn't saying he win the bitch, but
I
do
don't want to see him
something.
versus Obafemi. No, we'll do
Like
that.
I just think him just brooding around, following Sean Spears, and then just doing miscellaneous matches. Like
This is the
Do
thing, though.
something with the kid, man.
I think he needs to be around a vet like Sean Spears.
But he's not doing anything by being around him.
I mean, he getting game.
Getting game from NXT's biggest mid carder ever.
I mean, it's still Sean Spears. They have been in the game since what 2007.
Just doing nothing, man. Or nothing to note. Like I don't. What does a win over like Ashante gonna do for him?
You gotta start somewhere.
Like my, this is the second start. This is supposed to start like several months ago.
That's the beauty of NXT. You can do that. That's an advantage NXT has that everything other brands don't have.
I just
That you
think
can do that.
the men need to step it the fuck up so Wesley could stop losing number one contenderships. Javon too. Um,
I don't have a problem with Javon losing.
oh no, that's fine, but like I just constantly getting that opportunity and then losing. Um, don't feel good, man.
It's 2001 Jeff Hardy. This is literally what they were doing with Jeff Hardy.
I mean, at least with Javon Evans, like you could do the excuse like, oh, he's young, so like when he actually does like he can
He,
always get there, it's like really fine. But like I can't
he's
do that sympathy sort of thing for Wesley when he's like talking cash shit.
I don't think they were going for sympathy with Wesley though.
I know. That's why I said I can't sympathize with him.
Uh, I think he's just
Um,
a loser. I
yeah,
don't know what to tell you.
like it's doing that nigga no favors. Um, last thing I got is Metaphor will be facing off against Damage Control. EO tagged NXT. I'm not sure if they're gonna pull up to NXT, but I think she just tagged
No,
it because
they're
it was
working at
mentioned on NXT.
they're working at NXT. It's gonna be on NXT.
Are we gonna be on NXT? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Boom, boom, boom,
I
boom,
didn't watch
boom.
Raw, but I'm assuming the Meta Girls and Damage Control got into it.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. That should be really good. Um, I can't think of anything else.
Can you believe Triple H ruined that historic tag team match?
Oh my God, that nigga that too.
How dare he?
When will we ever be in the when will they ever have four black women in the ring again? Even though in June we had five. Like I don't think niggas is like they could play. Um,
You know, I thought the funny thing with the controversy with SmackDown was like nobody acknowledged that like Naomi just had like a 2 segment match with the women's champion and beat her. Like nobody cared. We were so upset with the fact that the other match didn't go past 5 minutes. Like
yeah,
first of all,
niggas only focus on the bad.
this is my thing though too with like oh this wouldn't happen if it was NXT. Like bro, this is how I know niggas don't be watching NXT for real. NXT
That
match should
happens
be
on
three
NXT all the
minutes.
time.
First of all, it's not like Jakara and Lash are like big on like not like a major component of the NXT show as it is. You know what I mean? So like they wouldn't be having long matches on NXT either.
Like take that shit, take this criticism to Collision, man. Like this not Collision, bro. Like
Collision matches are too long.
I think that like they're what is it? What did I say? I said you guys are too upset about what happened to the like y'all can't focus on the fact that they're building it up because you don't want to admit that you were wrong.
There's a lot of that.
Nobody
There's a
like
lot.
they're going to have, oh my God, when we're ever gonna have four black women in a ring again, when we had five in June, and then now the future match is gonna have six, is gonna have four black women and two people of color. You have six. You got six BIPOC folks in there. I think that's a little more historic and a lot bigger than just four black women having a match. When that could probably has happened on fucking Collision. I mean, not Collision. On Level Up several times, just in a random tag match.
Probably. But not for the
Like,
tag titles. I think
yeah, no,
that was
that,
the issue.
that's fine. You know, you always got to move that goalpost a little bit. You know, you always got to add that little caveat a little bit. But I just think like the whole shit is ridiculous, and nobody's ever gonna admit like, oh, we're getting a bigger moment because they're never just admit that they're like being wrong. And a lot of people on my tweet were saying, oh well, on my TL, the initial problem is to quote CM Punk, I'm not even gonna quote that nigga right, but you know, the praise will never be as loud as the disrespect. Like you were angry for days. I expect you to start clapping your monkey feet for days that we're getting a bigger match. But they're not gonna do that.
It, it just feels like people are like watching. It's for both companies, but I feel like people are like watching WWE to look for things to be angry about at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
like I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and be like, oh, I don't like, I don't get mad. Well, like I don't really nitpick at like AEW just because I'm looking for something to be a problem with. This is everything's a fucking problem because they fucking blow. But like if they were building to a much bigger moment and it was like done right, I will give it to them. I've done it before. It's just been a really long fucking time.
yeah,
But like this is
it's
just ridiculous.
it's one of the things. Like I said, people swear like they never watched wrestling before.
Hmm.
Like they don't know
No,
how this stuff works.
people will
People
be
swear
what.
they know every insider turn, they know all this stuff. But as soon as like a storyline that doesn't begin and end on the same episode of a show,
Yeah.
they completely
No,
forgot how this shit works.
they were so mad. They care so much about Jakara and Lash Legend and that whole match that they'd even like acknowledge that on SmackDown Lowdown. I don't watch that shit either, but like shit, y'all niggas care so much. I thought y'all would since they on it. Um, they're talking about, oh, this shit's not over with. That should have been the first pacifier in the baby mouth.
Also, we had the raw spoilers, so we knew they were involved in whatever was going to happen with all that stuff anyway.
Like those two women were featured on all three shows.
Not
Nothing.
not on pay per view though. Doesn't count.
Well, well, their match was on SmackDown. It wasn't on the pay-per-view. But there was always a little caveats and shit that they have to add to like discredit what's like really going on. And it's just like it's very rare when WWE gets you that instant gratification. We had to wait.
Especially not Triple H.
Yeah, we had to wait a really long time for Cody to get his win, for Jey Uso to get his win. Like it's niggas love a chase, bro. Also, if that match just had like six more minutes, what does that really add?
Nothing. It wouldn't have made a difference. Nor do I want to see a 15-minute Jakar Jackson match anyway. We go keep it a stack.
Let's take it. Then we'll
You
take
know
it
what I
there
mean?
another time.
It's not like it's not like Lash and Jakar are like ring or Jade for that matter. I don't think people are like ring generals.
Yeah, I thought that shit was ridiculous. Um, but that is our show. Um, you can subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/, the A Show RNC. You can also follow us on Twitter at the A Show RNC. You can follow Quan, but he's not really on there right now at the comeback spot. You can follow me, Cyrus at Cyrus on TWR. You can also follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Yeah, that's it. It's good to be back. Uh, we'll see you guys next week.